All right. Oh, hey. Hi, this is Eric Wine with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Michael Coe of Gameland Games. We have...
Heck yeah.
I don't know what we have to talk about here.
I'm carrying Tiny Epic Western
Tiny
around
Epic
with me
Western
today.
That's
so
right.
I don't know if you...
But you're finished with the Kickstarter. You're done. You're done with this game.
But no.
You're done. You're through. You got to move on. It's something else.
It's, we're still
I know it's
excited.
not out yet, but you're done. No.
But you got to check these out. Look at those. If you've not had a chance to get some bullet dice in your hands, and there
right.
it is. So now you
Mostly the incentive is... I don't know if that's the normal incentive.
See, but now you can roll them and confirm, how they roll.
That's right.
And put any fears to rest. We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're balanced?
We actually did do a saltwater test. We've got a video posted on our YouTube that shows them in the saltwater and passing the test with flying colors.
Okay.
Yeah, and they spin nice too. If you could. Oh. Well, not that nice. There you go.
All right. That's not normally a concern.
No.
I do like how, I don't know, the people have unusual dice and it's like, oh, that's cool. But then the first question is always, are they balanced? And I never think about that. I just am like, whatever.
Yeah, and we, throughout the Kickstarter and stuff, it was brought to our attention that, hey, make sure that the sum of both sides equals 7. And I'm a big dice guy, so I've known that. But our first printing didn't have it because it was an oversight. But these have it, and the production version will for sure be that way. So
there we go. Yeah, that's good. All right.
So we're very excited, but we are working on some other things. Definitely, we've got some other stuff in the pipeline for Tiny Epic, and also
non-Tiny
outside
Epic
of Tiny Epic, something that we're going to fully do in house, and we're really excited. It's made by Scott Alm, so it'll be from the creators of Tiny Epic.
Okay.
But it is going to be a big box, and it's going to be quite exciting.
So maybe one thing we can do here, since you've covered Tiny Epic, you're sort of in between the phase of collecting the loot and actually delivering everything.
Yes.
What lessons for Kickstarter in general? Just that we have here. What have you learned that you've gotten better over from Kingdom, the Defender, the Galaxy, the Western? Like, as you're escalating up this scale here.
All right. Well, you better get ready.
It's sort of a professional industry here in terms of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
What have you gotten better at, and what have you standardized as you're progressing in the campaigns?
Well, the lessons have been tremendous. And before Tiny Epic, I did games of different sizes and different size boxes and different length of play and different, mantras and whatnot. And part of the lessons learned from that was moving into kind of a form factor of Tiny Epic, keeping the box the same, keeping it under a certain weight so that it would ship first class and we'd be able to reduce that. But planning and taking shipping rates into consideration. I'll say that your shipping is going to be just as much as your manufacturing bill, if not a little bit more.
Right.
And note that the USPS changes their shipping rates every January just about. So if you're running a project that's...
And not necessarily in January, it seems.
No, I guess they're doing another one too. So it's hard to be ready for that because they don't always announce them in enough time, but do a little bit of research. Check, when are the next rate changes going to be occurring, and see if your Kickstarter's around that and price it appropriately. But so plan is what I would say. But there's been so much learned, and one thing I'll say that we've really caught on to is putting our rule books out to our backers right before we've printed them. After we've done all of our internal editing, which includes professional editors, we then put it out to the backers for one last little bit before we go to print. And
they
you'd be
always
surprised. There's always so much stuff. And ever since we've done that, I will say that our rule books have been much easier to read and interpret with our gamers, and it's paid off in a big way.
So just taking that extra step. Of course, part of that it deals with the timing of when you're actually producing and when you're actually trying to get something out. You have to build that in. It's not like an accident.
Oh no, you got to build it in. Absolutely. But embrace the creative outlet that is Kickstarter. It's not just dollars. This is a very creative group of people that know games, that love games typically, and if you put it out there a little bit, they'd love to help, and It's hard to cipher through all the suggestions sometimes, but every once in a while there's a
Because there'll
diamond
be
in the rough.
contradictory suggestions anyway
Exactly.
on what people want in terms of this.
So you got to have a core that this is what we're going to do. We're not going to venture out too far from our design core. But
Okay.
every once in a while, a little diamond comes through, and every one of our Tiny Epic games has been made better because of the creative community that is Kickstarter. So embrace it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks very much.
Hey, thank you.
I shook hands.
It happened. It was. Yes.